It is, but I've had a small run up to it all in the last 6 months. And next to Prince Charles, I know I can't go wrong. He's there with me.
Prince Charles's marriage to Princess Diana was one of history's most spectacular royal weddings. What began as a lovely wedding ceremony quickly turned into one of the most acrimonious royal divorces ever.
This is the first time in modern political history that the palace has had to announce the separation of the heir to the throne. But both the Prince and Princess of Wales went ahead with their engagements today.
People had differing opinions about who caused the union's strife at the time of the divorce. At last, new information about their marriage has surfaced. What caused the split in this royal family? Whose fault was it? His, Princess Diana's, or Prince Charles's? Join us as we explore the startling revelations about marriage and divorce in the Union.
Called the couple back and back again onto the balcony. It's hard to argue with 500,000 people who know what they want.
In 1981, the world watched Lady Diana Spencer and Prince Charles marry in what appeared to be a real-life fairy tale. From start to finish, this marriage was a story of love, treachery, and tragedy that would forever change the British royal family. Following this historic day, the couple chose to split after only 11 years together. Theirs is one of the most widely publicized royal marriages in history. When the divorce was finalized between 1992 and 1996, the world caught a glimpse of the royal couple's ongoing conflict. Princess Diana gave a candid interview to the BBC in 1995, revealing some startling details about her marriage to King Charles.
When no one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen. For instance, you have so much pain inside yourself that you try and hurt yourself on the outside because you want help, but it's the wrong help you're asking for.
That interview is still regarded as the most famous BBC interview today. Stay tuned as we get into the specifics. Martin Bashir, a British journalist, led a passionate discussion during the interview. It revealed explosive information from Princess Diana, who discussed in great detail the status of her marriage to Prince Charles. She discussed her early hopes for her marriage to Prince Charles, and how, given her parents' divorce, she wanted it to work. Being unexpectedly thrust into the position of wife to a future king entailed enormous responsibility for a young woman. She grew up in a small town and lived a relatively quiet life before becoming the focus of paparazzi attention for even the slightest movement. Princess Diana claimed she was relieved to learn she was pregnant with William because it gave her something else to focus on and found overwhelming. The arrival of the couple's two sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, marked one of their happiest moments. Prince William was born on June 21, 1982. It ended up being a happy day. He was born with the destiny of becoming a future king. Princess Diana, then 20 years old, had overcome the difficulties of her early pregnancy despite intense public scrutiny. Despite her young age and the demands of royal life, she was determined to defy conventional royal parenting rules in order to provide her children with a sense of warmth and normalcy that she felt Charles lacked growing up. For a time, the royal couple had a realistic chance of making their marriage work. Prince Charles remained by his wife's side throughout the birthing process and was completely involved in the pregnancy. One of the ways he demonstrated his loyalty and sympathy for his wife was by showing support and appreciation for the unique experience of childbirth. It was also one of the occasions when he didn't give a damn about how a royal father was expected to act after his son's birth. Royal fathers are typically expected to stay away from the birthing process, but Charles chose to be present in the delivery room at London's St. Mary's Hospital. Diana appreciated his assistance during the delivery, and their shared joy at greeting their firstborn temporarily bridged the emotional gap between them. She quickly developed severe postnatal depression, prompting others to label her as unstable and mentally ill. Dark days of self-harm followed this depression, but the worst was yet to come. Princess Diana had noticed a closeness between her husband and his long-term friend, Camilla Parker Bowler, which did not appear to be platonic at all. Princess Diana was aware that her husband, Prince Charles, had a previous relationship with Camilla Parker Bowler, but she and everyone else believed it was over. She had no idea the relationship lasted through her marriage. Diana couldn't bear the realization that Charles had never truly stopped loving Camilla. Princess Diana stated in a well-known interview that there were 3 of them in the marriage, so it was a little cramped, and she had to leave as her mental health deteriorated. These issues combined to be a lot to handle. People only saw the happy side of her marriage, which she worked so hard to present to the rest of the world. The BBC interview revealed Diana's vulnerable side, which many people had never seen before, and this was not typical of the royal family. She also stated that she would never have been queen, and she does not believe her husband has ever loved and accepted her completely. One could see a woman dealing with the heartbreak and betrayal of a broken marriage. The interview was seen by nearly 23 million people in the United Kingdom alone. The estimated global audience was 200 million, spread across 100 countries. The views were so positive that the UK National Grid experienced a 1,000 MW increase in power demand as a result of the program. This was the interview of the century. Princess Diana's remarkable quality was that she always stood up for herself, even when her marriage suffered, and Charles's adultery took its toll on her. Princess Diana claimed to have decided to confront Camilla at a party hosted by her sister Annabel Elliot while she was attempting to rekindle the dying flames of her own. Annabel had sent her an invitation as a courtesy, but nobody expected her to show up because she knew Camilla would be there. Nonetheless, her arrival surprised everyone. Later on, she would regard what she did that evening as the most courageous thing she had done in her entire marriage. As she walked through the venue, heads turned in a wave of whispers. Her name was passed from one surprised guest to the next, and the room fell silent. She remained calm, commanding the space as if it had always been hers, as if the tension in the air had no effect. After a while, she realized her husband, Prince Charles, was nowhere to be found at the event. Camilla, for some reason, was also not visible. Starting their search for the two of them, she and her bodyguard soon discovered the prince and Camilla chatting on a sofa in the basement of this house. Diana had had enough. She confronted Camilla for the first time since discovering her affair with Prince Charles, squared her shoulders. Everyone stopped speaking as they turned to face them. Camilla appeared to be anticipating a confrontation as well. She responded quickly, implying that even if Diana knew about the affair, it would proceed. Princess Diana, stunned to silence, realized this was it. The marriage was almost over. Prince Charles's affair received more attention, but Princess Diana was not a blameless partner. She revealed in a video clip seen only in the United States that she had affairs during her marriage to Prince Charles. Barry Manick was one of the men she was romantically involved with. Barry worked for the Royal Protection Squad as a police officer. His assigned escort was Princess Diana. Barry was one of the people Princess Diana said helped to make life in the palace bearable. Princess Diana admitted that she felt so strongly connected to Barry that she considered eloping with him and leaving the hectic palace life. Barry Manick was tragically killed in a traffic accident in 1987. It was determined at the time of his death that it was an accident. In the video recording, Princess Diana speculated that Barry Manick's death may not have been accidental. She stated that he was kicked out. How did this man die? The tape is prompting a reinvestigation into Mr. Manick's death. Diana frequently paid visits to the location where his ashes were scattered and planted flowers in his memory following his death. James Hewitt was also involved in a scandalous affair with Princess Diana while she was married to Prince Charles. Hewitt claimed his affair with Princess Diana was a love story. Only one thing went wrong. He claimed in his book, Love and War, We Fell in Love. Hewitt crossed paths with Diana at a 1986 party hosted by Diana's lady-in-waiting, Hazel West. Despite their initial attraction, the two developed feelings as they taught the princess riding lessons. Within months, the press became aware of their affair. Their relationship supposedly lasted 5 years, from 1986 to 1991.
On August 2, 1990, Saddam Hussein stuns the world when Iraq invades Kuwait in a surprise attack.
Even though Hewitt was away fighting in the Persian Gulf War, they would exchange love letters. When asked if she was in a relationship, Diana said yes. The two appear to have split up during or shortly after the Persian Gulf War. That relationship had generated a lot of buzz for quite some time. Could James Hewitt be Prince Harry's biological father and Diana's son? Many people have questioned Prince Harry's parenting abilities since the scandalous affair became public. The similarity between Prince Harry and James Hewitt is the primary source of concern. Red hair runs in both families. Prince Harry has finally corrected the mistake in his book Spare. He attributed the rumor to Major Hewitt's red hair, as well as sadism. The idea that Prince Charles's younger son was not his son thrilled tabloid readers. Furthermore, based on the chronology of the affair, Hewitt and Princess Diana did not meet until after Prince Harry was born. On September 15, 1984, Prince Harry was born, marking another watershed moment in the royal couple's lives. But it also revealed fundamental issues in their marriage. Though Princess Diana had hoped that her second pregnancy would bring her and Charles closer together, it instead highlighted their differences. Unlike William's birth, when Charles appeared highly engaged and excited, His reaction to Harry's arrival was noticeably subdued. According to reports, Charles appeared disappointed when he discovered Harry was a boy because he had apparently hoped for a girl. Furthermore, he made a negative remark about Harry's choice of features from his mother's side, particularly his red hair, which Princess Diana interpreted as an insult to her family. Diana suffered greatly from this reaction, which also highlighted her emotional neglect and loneliness within the marriage. Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage and divorce remain among the most tragic events in British royal history. This is a story about deep unhappiness, emotional distance, and unmet expectations. Many people are surprised that their marriage did not begin this way. Interestingly, their love story was once a fairy tale. How did they collide? 1977 marked the beginning of a fairy tale. Lady Diana Spencer, 16 years old, was a lively young woman visiting her family's ancestral home, Althorpe. She met Prince Charles, 29, while he was courting her older sister, Lady Sarah Spencer. However, her sister Lady Sarah's courtship was brief. Sarah believed they were incompatible. She stated that, regardless of Prince Charles's status, she would never have married him. Diana, who was still a teenager at the time, observed Charles's interactions with Sarah, but the prince was influenced by her natural charm, wit, and youthful vitality. Diana appealed to Prince Charles because she was straightforward and genuine.
When I started my public life 12 years ago, I understood.
Sarah quickly recognized the link between them and began introducing them. Princess Diana expressed no admiration for his position. Treating him as she would treat others increased her appeal in his eyes. Diana saw the meeting as a transformative experience. Charles captivated her because his maturity and worldliness contrasted with her young life. She believed that he was the only man on earth who would not divorce her. How wrong she was. Prince Charles, on the other hand, grew distant from the sisters after he stopped courting Princess Diana's sister, Sarah. He continued his intermittent courtship with Camilla Parker Bowles. The two dated in the early 1970s. Charles intended to propose, but things did not work out. Camilla had an on and off relationship with her later husband, Andrew Parker Bowles. Furthermore, the royal family did not extend their arms to greet Camilla. She was deemed unsuitable for Prince Charles, who might one day become king. Camilla and Charles eventually separated, and she married Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973. Something happened in 1980 that brought Princess Diana back to Prince Charles's attention. He had just lost a lot of money and split from his girlfriend. His great-uncle and mentor, Lord Louis Mountbatten, had just died. He saw this as a man acting as a father figure. He had been a great help in shaping his values and way of life. Princess Diana wanted to pay her respects and felt terrible for him after he died. They bonded shortly after the death, and Princess Diana offered emotional support, and their courtship began exactly like that. Princess Diana and Charles shared a number of interests, which helped to bridge their age gap. They both cherished the arts, particularly opera and ballet. Diana was a talented dancer when she was younger, and their shared interest in music and cultural events helped them overcome their age difference. Diana's sharp personality also drew the two of them closer. She relaxed and drew Charles in close. Charles was raised in a very formal environment and was trained in courtly behavior appropriate for a future king. Diana's positive attitude provided him with the desired balance. Their shared love of outdoor sports and rural activities allowed them to connect in a relaxed and unguarded setting. By the time Charles and Princess Diana began dating seriously, the world regarded their union as a fairy tale in the making. Even in these early days, subtle differences in their expectations and personalities hinted at future incompatibility. Princess Diana sought emotional connection and security, whereas Charles valued introspection and intellectual interests. Though not insurmountable, these differences necessitated effort and understanding, qualities that may have been overshadowed by public scrutiny of their relationship. Most of their courtship took place over the phone. They only got together 13 times before Charles proposed marriage. The moment when the proposal was presented was slightly awkward. It lacked the warmth and spontaneity that should have accompanied a happy occasion. Driven by the gravity of the situation, Princess Diana agreed, seeing it as a step towards realizing her royal ambitions. For Charles, the offer was about obligation rather than personal love. The contented couple announced their engagement to the world in February 1981. However, Princess Diana was unable to completely overcome her reservations about their marriage. She could recall an interview they had shortly after their engagement. The couple answered a loaded question posed by the interviewer. "Are you in love?" "Naturally, we are," Princess Diana responded enthusiastically and yes, but Prince Charles's response completely stunned her. He responded casually, which Princess Diana had not expected from a man she was about to marry. His response was, "Whatever love means." For Prince Charles and Princess Diana, the engagement period was one of contrasts. Despite the fact that the couple was planning their wedding, they dismissed these incidents as minor concerns. Publicly, they were hailed as the ideal royal couple, and Diana quickly gained respect for her grace and beauty. The media painted a picture of a fairy tale romance that fit the story of a young, innocent woman being carried away by a handsome prince. However, in private, their relationship began to deteriorate. Although they did have some genuine moments of connection, their relationship suffered more from the demands of their roles and the intense public scrutiny. 6 months after their engagement, Prince Charles and Lady Diana Spencer married in a famously lavish royal wedding at St. Paul's Cathedral. The wedding, which aired on television and was watched by nearly 750 million people worldwide, is still regarded as one of the most memorable royal weddings in history. Early in their marriage, they faced both public respect and personal challenges. Following William's birth, Princess Diana took on a hands-on mothering role, emphasizing her desire to protect her son from the rigidity of royal procedures. Her commitment to nursing and participation in William's early events distinguishes her from previous royal mothers. From his first steps to his early education, she insisted on being fully involved in her child's life. Though somewhat helpful, Charles appeared to be preoccupied with his royal obligations and personal interests, including his relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, which continued to loom over their marriage. Harry's birth confirmed Diana's ability to be a devoted mother. She adored both of her sons and resolved to provide a loving home for them. She exposed them to events outside of the royal bubble, such as theme parks and McDonald's lines. Diana's desire to break the cycle of emotional detachment associated with royal traditions motivated her attempts to personally connect with her children. In contrast, Charles continued to carry out his royal duties, appearing to be detached from his sons' daily lives at times. Although he raised them as he saw fit, the formality of his royal background influenced his approach and occasionally clashed with Diana's more hands-on, loving parenting style. Nonetheless, the birth of their 2 sons was enough to bridge the emotional and legal chasm that separated Charles and Diana. Camilla's involvement with Charles hampered the marriage's development. Princess Diana was tragically killed in a car accident on August 31, 1997 in Paris. Her death caused great sadness among her fans in England and around the world. Following her death, Prince Charles and the rest of the royal family faced intense criticism. Fresh resentments over his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles surfaced, and Prince Charles focused on raising his sons, who were only teenagers at the time of their mother's death. But the flames of his love for Camilla never went out. After a while, Prince Charles worked to rebuild his public image and gradually bring Camilla back into the spotlight, first as a close friend, then as his new bride. In 2005, Prince Charles and Lady Camilla married in a simple civil ceremony at Windsor Guildhall, capping off decades of romantic drama dating back to his marriage to Princess Diana. Although she did not attend the ceremony, Queen Elizabeth II showed her approval by hosting a reception afterwards. Camilla chose the title Duchess of Cornwall over Princess of Wales out of respect for Diana's legacy. Given her public service, Duchess Camilla has gained some public support. When Queen Elizabeth II died in 2022, King Charles succeeded her, and Camilla became Queen Consort. Diana's legacy endured even after her marriage ended in heartbreak. She became the people's princess after becoming well known for her humanitarian efforts and natural empathy for others. Her tragic death cemented her place as one of the 20th century's most beloved icons. Do you believe Prince Charles and Princess Diana's marriage could have survived without the outside influence of his affairs with Lady Camilla? Please leave a nice comment section with your thoughts, ideas, and opinions. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel to receive more similar content. Click the next video that appears on your screen as well. You will be delighted by it.